Okay, so we have our Tyvek installed. It's all taped off. All the seams are sealed. We've also cut out our openings and wrapped them around the inside of our shoulder studs and headers here. So now we're going to go ahead and prepare our openings for our doors and windows. So the first step was to wrap this Tyvek around. We wrapped it around and we stapled it so it's nice and tight to the inside of the shoulder studs here, as well as the header. This is enough protection for the bare wood. Typically, if you install a door properly, very little water will get behind here. Any water that does get behind here will eventually roll down and will sit on basically the sill of a window or the floor of a door here. So we're going to put a little extra protection on the floor just in case any water does get behind there. So what I like to do is use a protective barrier. Ice and water works really well. I know Tyvek and DuPont have some like flex wrap, window wrap. That stuff works really well. Basically what you want is a water barrier that has that sticky back to it so it sticks right to the wood surface and protects it. So we're basically going to make a little pan here in the bottom of this opening. So to get started, we did a really nice job with our Tyvek and wrapped it around here. First step that you want to do is take a broom and get this nice and dust free. Then the second thing you want to do is actually remove just a little bit of Tyvek because you want to make sure that this sticky backing to this ice and water has good adhesion, not only to the floor, but a little bit to the front and a little bit to the sidewalls as well. So we're just gonna take a little bit off. We're not gonna take it all off because we want this membrane to actually overlap onto the Tyvek. So I usually go about 2 inches all the way around. You don't have to be accurate. Just kind of make a few slits here. Go about 2 inches all the way around. All right. And if you've cut through where you stapled, just go ahead and put a few more staples in. All right. So what we're gonna do here, before I take this sticky backing off, I'll just kind of show you. We're gonna go ahead and lay this in. When you pre-cut this, you wanna make sure it runs up the walls just a little bit. We'll put it in here, stick it to the floor, and we'll make a cut on both corners so this wraps around nice and neat. So we can go ahead, flip this over, and pull this backing off. All right. Throw that off to the side. Then we'll pick this up and just kind of eyeball centering it in the door. And then you can lay it down. Make sure it's running up the sides. And then you want to have it nice and tight in these corners. If you have any like arc in there, over time that door is going to just poke a hole in that corner and defeat the purpose of this membrane. So you want to get it nice and tight in those corners. All right. Nice and tight in there. Stick it to the side. Get it stuck to the floor. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our knife and just make a diagonal cut here, coming off the side at about 45. Just eyeball it, okay? Then we're gonna go ahead and let this bottom part just drop. And we wanna get that nice and stuck to the ice and water here, or to the Tyvek here. All right, once it's down, you can throw a few staples in there so it sticks. All right. Okay, so now I don't want to go ahead and fold these over because we have a hole here. So I actually went ahead and cut a little extra strip here of ice and water. We're gonna make some corner covers here. So I'll just cut a little bit, pull the backing off. And now, the reason why I do this part first is so everything is overlapping and running downward. So I'm gonna go ahead, put this guy on, and then overlap this piece. That way, this piece is overlapping this, water will run down over it, won't get behind here. Same thing with this piece. And then eventually, when we install our door, we're gonna put some more window and door wrap on the edge of the door, and that's gonna overlap this, so everything is going in a downward motion here. So we'll go ahead and do this side as well. Wrap that over. All right, so now any water gets behind here, runs down the sides, we'll now have a good protection on the floor, and we'll eventually be able to make its way out. So one additional thing, let's say if this was like a patio door, and we were going to be building a deck on the front of this, we would want to make sure that we run some of this ice and water all the way along that ledger board before we put this on. That way this door pan overlaps that ledger board flashing. This one's not going to have anything. Our floor is pretty close or our final grade is close to the floor height. So we'll just pour some concrete up to here and that'll be our step. So we will have siding under here. We can just go ahead and trim this to the level of our siding. And now our door is nice and flashed and ready for the installation of the door itself.